CEO and publisher of Throwback Magazine, throwbackmag.com. And I'm here to be a motivational speaker today and give you guys some uplifting spirits. And with that being said, I know life can be hard. Life can be hard for all of us. We're all on a journey, and we've all been down in the dumps before, wondering if what we're doing is really worth it, wondering if what we're really doing is worth it. But it's important that we're always moving forward. This is a lesson that I learned early in life. So, what do we do when we feel like nothing's working? And you're at wit's end, trying to end something to change. And you're always trying hard. Pull back. Work backwards. Just do one thing. Let me explain. I think we get stuck sometimes because we keep trying to shove a cylinder peg into a square hole. Do things over and over again that don't work or maybe isn't meant to happen right now. And we just drain our energy and hope. Basically, we fight the universe. That being said, you have to truly be honest with yourself and know the difference between not meant to happen right now and being lazy or just giving up. Put in the work. Be the work. It's only part of the question. There's talent. There's timing. There's magical, uncontrollable universe stuff you are not aware of until you look back and make sense of your story. Whenever you feel stuck, the goal is to get emotional traction first. I believe if you can't change what's happening, you have to start by changing how you feel. Grow that feeling, and your outcome will change. But here's the kicker. Maybe not in the way you planned. Things may unfold differently, and you have leave room for that. In many examples above, emotional traction meant totally letting go and switching gears by changing careers. That may not be the case for you. Maybe for you, emotional traction means setting smaller goals or different goals, so you feel that there's movement, that there's something happening. This is where the second part comes in. Work backwards. Sometimes we get so stuck in our trenches, we don't see the path. If you don't see a path, you'll feel stuck and lost. So after you pull back, ask yourself what your goal is. Make it different, a smaller goal, that what you're trying to accomplish now. Then work backwards and ask yourself what you need to do and who you need to be in order to accomplish that goal. By seeing the goal and working backwards, you can start to see it's possible instead of not seeing anything at all. The process of seeing the plan injects some hope. This hope will give you some traction. Remember, the goal can be small. All it is right now is a vine to pull you out of your quicksand. When we feel nothing's working, sometimes we just need to focus on something. We need to be a sniper instead of a shotgun. It's like that saying, doing the right thing is far better than doing 10 things halfway. Or something like that. You know what I mean. So, here's the recap. Pull back. This is always step one. Let go of whatever you're trying to tackle and take a step back. Breathe. Maybe reevaluate. Ask yourself why questions. What exactly are you trying to accomplish? Does it line up with your truth and your story? Second, work backwards. You need to see a path so you have direction and believe in its actuality and believe that it's possible. Break your goals down to small pieces or see a different goal. Work backwards to see your path. That will give you a reset. Hopefully inject some hope. Once you accomplish the smaller or different goal, you're back in the game. Third, just do one thing. When you're feeling stuck, sniper over shotgun. Get super focused and zone in on one thing that's in your control that you can accomplish. One thing, not 50. You don't climb a pegboard by looking up at all the holes. You get to the peg you get to the peg to get to the top. Your body gets heavy very fast. You just focus on inserting the peg into one hole at a time. Then suddenly realize you're at the top. I've never been a rock climber, but I'm assuming it's probably the same. No one runs up mountains, they climb. You got the story from me, Carlos Jones. publisher of Throwback Magazine. You guys can find me and more motivational speaking at throwbackmag.com. My app is available on Apple Store and Google Play Store. It was great being here, and as always, stay blessed.
I appreciate that one. That was nice. So do tell, Mr. Jones, what got you into the business that you're in now? How'd you get started in it?
Uh, to be truthful, I was always in the music industry. I was in the music industry. I co-wrote a song for Jay-Z. Girls, Girls, Girls. I co-wrote Girls, Girls, Girls for Jay-Z back in the day.
Really?
But I still had one foot in the street, so life took its turn, and I got older, and rap wasn't a part of my repertoire anymore. And I went away for a long time. I went to federal prison for 15 years.
Okay.
I came home, I was 40-something, but when I was in prison, I just kept working on my craft of writing. I love to write. So I penned a book called Crack Wars, The Era of No Return. Then from there, after I wrote Crack Wars, I started Throwback Magazine.
Tell me, what's the basis of Throwback Magazine? What's the audience it tries to get through to, and what is exactly Throwback Magazine?
Throwback Magazine is a retrospective magazine, and it shows where we come from. I like to display a lot of things that's old school, a lot of things from our past, because if you look, black entertainment has over 100 plus years in the entertainment industry. So we have a whole catalog of where we come from to where we're at. So I try to display that in our magazine to kind of like show people that, we come from royalty, and that's what Throwback Magazine is about. It's about showing where we come from to get where we're at.
I commend you because I think that our communities, our society, our culture needs to fully understand that we are kings and queens. I think we have gotten so far away from what our real true value and worth is that guys like you, I commend you. Me myself being in trouble at one point in time, turning my life around, I commend guys like you because we need to let them know that there's a better way. And I'm interested in learning more about Throwback Magazine. I really am.
Well, like I said, we're in the App Store on Apple, and we're in the Google Play Store, and you can download the app. But what I try to do is I just try to display all of our icons and the people who paved the way for us. Because without without the Patti LaBelle's, without the Michael Jacksons, without the Whitney Houstons, and without the Sam Cooks and stuff like that, where would we be? So we gotta show our heritage to where we come from to where we're at now. We gotta show the youngest because they don't know.
And that's part of the problem with our younger generation. They don't realize what they come from, or who they come from, or where they derive from. And I think that's part of the problem of getting them to open their eyes to see that what they value, what their belief system, the standard for non-existent fruit, all those things, man, I think they really need to fully understand what you're trying to do, what I'm trying to do, what other people are trying to do, to see them that they come from greatness. And they need to start tapping into their greatness.
Yeah. And we have to create platforms for them to do so. We have to create platforms like Throwback Magazine, like Philly Hot Radio, for them to do so. Because once you understand your worth, you become more valuable instantly.
That's a key point. They don't really understand their worth. They don't understand their worth. I'm out there every day trying to help them and guide them, direct them. And one of the things that's so hard to get through to them now, because what's ingrained in them right now, it's so hard to get them to look another way, to walk down another path. They think the path they're walking down, they have blinders on. All they can see is what's right in front of them, and they're scared to go work outside the box or think outside the box. Like I said, Throwback Magazine, that's what they need. They need things like that.
Yeah.
From guys that been in places like you've been, did what you did. I just have one question before I move on. Working with Jay-Z, that song "Girls, Girls, Girls" is a popular song, right? Very popular. Let me see, I can't remember what album it's on right off the bat, but it was a popular song. Do you ever think about reaching out to him to try to help you doing what you're doing now because of his stature with the hip hop community? He's a very influential businessman right now, and not saying that you want him to take over what you're doing, but just like come help you so this can get off the ground. Have you thought about asking him to help you?
Well, I'm affiliated with a producer of his, and his producer is a guy named Bernard Big Demi Parker out of Philadelphia. He's out of the Winfield area, and him and I, along with a couple of others, we co-wrote that song, and him and Jay-Z is still tight to the day, and he and I are still tight. So we're all still intertwined. We're all still connected, you know. And Bernard does his work through Jay-Z. He's one of the best producers in Philadelphia. He's known as one of the best producers in Philadelphia, and he's in on Throwback Magazine with me. So whenever I need anything, whenever I need any information, like when I get a lot of my stories and stuff like that, I get them through Bernard. You know.
What's some of the like when you say your stories? Give me a quick synopsis of some of the things you write back. Your magazine comes out weekly, monthly?
It's every day.
Everything. So
Every
give me
day.
a quick synopsis of some of the things some of the stories or storylines that might be in your magazine.
Like now, we just covered Aladdin, Will Smith new movie that just came out. You know, but we stay with the now. We stay with the now. Then you can go in there. You could probably catch Stephanie Mills in concert. You can go in there. You could probably catch Temptations in concert in London. You know, I have a variety of things going on in the magazine, but I try to stay with the now to keep it fresh. But you can always go back and find archives of old school artists and stuff. Yeah.
That's it. I like it.
I like it too.
But not just that Jay-Z does have ties to Philly. For those who don't know, because he just signed a Philly newspaper, sort of kind of allegedly drug a lot of stuff through, I want to say stuff, and I'm going to stick with stuff. Yeah, because, Jay-Z word had it that he was not going to renew his contract with Philly. Because they had the concert, the park rights. So there was a big deal, and of course now he renewed the contract. So he does have some ties to Philadelphia.
I'm glad he renewed the contract because that brings some revenue and also gives. I don't want to sound prejudiced because I'm not by no stretch of man, but it gives Archon some employment opportunities.
Right.
Archon some employment opportunities, and when I say Archon, I'm talking about the African American, the black community.
It creates jobs.
The Browns.
It creates jobs.
Creates jobs.
For us. It does.
Creates jobs for us, and that's important, man, because we need jobs.
Jobs.
We don't need temporary jobs. I was reading about the $15 Governor Wolf had made a statement how he had pushed, for minimum wage. And I'm reading the comments. I wanted to chime in, but I said no. One of the gentlemen was saying that wasn't a good idea because all it does is just raises the taxes. People would take economic classes, then they'll understand why raising the minimum wage is not good. Okay, I didn't do the economics, but I can tell you this. When we cry for an increase of the minimum wage to keep up with all the high-rise prices, we have to go to our elected officials that we put into office to say, hey, this is what we want. You're our boss. And they'll say, well, what had happened was we sort of kind of not think that would be a bright idea. Okay, that's cool. But they've never come to us and say, hey, we sort of kind of want to get a pay raise ourselves. But they do it. They get their own self a pay raise, and then you'll get a list of it on the news, published or pretty much published, and you'll find out who took an increase in their pay. But no one went to us who got them in office and said, hey, can we get a pay raise? But yet we got to go to the ones that we put in the office to say, hey, I want a pay raise, for them to say, well, I sort of kind of don't think that's a good idea. But they ought to make it give themselves. And the first thing they say is that, well, I worked hard for that. No, you worked for something that we put you in office to do. That's your job. Right.
That's what's wrong with our system now, man. The people, the elected officials, the higher ups, of quote unquote rich people, they benefit while the lower class working folk, they suffer. No, it's people that's living from paycheck to paycheck. You know what I mean? Can't afford daycare for their children while they at work, and it's a whole snowball. Say you leave your kids home because you can't afford daycare for them, then they get in trouble when they could have been somewhere with some structure. It's just a whole plethora of things that goes on with our society, and it stems from what is the root problem of it all? That's my thing. What's the root problem?
I think the whole root is that we don't get involved. We don't get involved as much. Use it as an example. The mayoral election that just passed.
How Kenny got back in office?
Nobody really went to vote.
Yeah.
Nobody went. I think it was like 20%.
When I went to
Yeah.
vote yesterday,
20% of the city went to vote.
when I went to vote yesterday, I was number 68 on my I had got there late. You know, I left work to go vote, and it was like, wow. It was like, should have been a whole lot more
Yep.
people there.
Should have been.
But that's part of the problem. We don't think that we're gonna make a difference. People, everybody says, why should I vote? I'm not gonna make it. So if you take all the people that say, why should I vote? It's not gonna make a difference. Go vote. It'll make a difference.
It will.
But they can't see that though.
And we should turn out the polls every time.
Well, Mr. Jones, I so thank you for coming out here. I really do that motivational speech finally, because we have been connecting for a while now, and finally got them on. For those that don't know, what had happened was I literally had asked him to come on last week, and I got overbooked and forgot. So I rescheduled and asked him to come on this week. So please pardon, my forgetfulness. I've been doing so much, attending all these lovely events and all this stuff. But I do have an awesome guest that's coming back on here. He's a returning guest. But Mr. Jones, you have to come back on here again and give us some more of your great words of wisdom and stuff that people can rest their head to rest upon at night. But Mr. Jones, before we let you go, is there anything that you wanted to share with us?
Just download the app, download Throwback Magazine app, and you'll love it. We're retrospectively entertaining, everything old school. You'll love it. Download the app. Go to Google Play Store, go to Apple Store, download the app. You'll love it.
I want a throwback hat.
Oh, you're gonna get a hat. I didn't even get a hat. I didn't even get a throwback. Well, I got yesterday, but that don't count.
I got you, man. Just hold on, I got you.
Okay.
I'm gonna line y'all up. I got y'all signature series. All right, man. Thanks for having me. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate you coming out here. And right now, we can already take a pause for the cause because we have a phenomenal guest coming on here, Rashawn Howard. Yeah, he's going to come. Young man, entrepreneur, he's got a first annual scholarship program coming up, an event. Yeah, a young black brown brother. That's what I'm talking about. BBB. Forget the Better Business Bureau. We got BB, black brown brothers up in here. You can't get any better than that one. But we already take a pause for the cause. We already come back in a hot minute.